It's Nathan here from B.Invested.com.au, and today I'm talking to you about pest and building inspections. Pest and building inspections, I always recommend that one gets that done to their property unless you're a licensed builder or really understand what you're doing. What this gives you is two different things. One is an outline of someone going through the property, critiquing it, marking down every single thing that's wrong with it, and being over pedantic about it, because obviously they've got a lot of liability from telling you if there's something missing and you complain about it, you could sue them. So you're getting a snapshot of everything that's wrong with it. The other thing is that it gives you an opportunity to be able to go and renegotiate the price when you're about to call the property off. With the typical things that you'll find wrong in a pest and building report, and not to be too overly concerned about. Pest and building inspectors have a liability out there to obviously, they've got a lot of professional indemnity insurance, because if there's something wrong with the property, they'll always be liable for it, so they leave it blasé. Like I recommend that you seek further investigation via a licensed painter, or seek further investigation from a licensed tradesman or a builder or an engineer or whatever, to check out certain elements to it. So there will always be disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. People do pick up reports quite regularly and sit there and think, this sounds like the end of the world, and they do get fearful of it. So from that perspective, I would suggest to be aware of that. Things that are acceptable in a report and aren't acceptable. So quite often you'll find a leaky shower. That's pretty typical, because the shower normally lasts only about 7 to 10 years is the lifespan of a shower before they start leaking. Other things to be aware of is like leaking flanges in the toilet, which is the washers and stuff in the toilet, leaky sinks, stuff like that. It's important to keep on top of the maintenance, and class it as general maintenance, and most properties have these sorts of little things that come up. The reason being is properties do have perishable items in them, and that's something you don't want to leave it sitting there, because if it sits there, it can leave a ground for termites to come on. Chip kitchens and stuff like that, like little chips missing off from dings and stuff like that. As long as it's functional, looks good, clean, tidy, workable order, it's good for the tenant, that's fine. As for carpets, you can obviously look at a photo and think, does the carpet look crap, or does the paint look not in a good condition? You have to work out whether you're going to renovate that or just leave it. Basically, I'll accept cosmetic blemishes when it comes to a property, because it's just fair wear and tear. But things that do stand out to me, and I would be very concerned about, first one is that big word, termites. Be very concerned about termites. They could be anywhere in a property, depending on where they've made an attack on the property, if they've been treated, and what sort of extent of damage is there. So it's important to make sure that you do look at the report carefully. Termites can be a good negotiation fact. They sometimes can tear a house apart. It's a bit of a lucky dip. They could tear a house apart 50%, or they could just nibble at a wall and walk away. The thing to be aware of is that if your property has no termites on it today, your neighbour might have one, and it might walk across and crawl up into your floor and eat away at your timbers in the future. So just be aware that you should be on top of that moving forward. Structural cracking, if the property's got a lot of structural cracking or inconsistencies, if it's sinking, or there's a lot of movement that can happen in land, that is something that's probably the most worst one that you can see, is moving of the property. If you've got piers which have sunk a little bit, you can fix them up quite easily. Some repairs can be made as like an easy fix, which, let's say for instance you've got the piers, which is what holds the house up. If you've got floorboards, you've most likely got piers underneath the house holding it up. With that, sometimes they sink in the ground, the footings, and for you to actually go and fix that can be costly, or you can do it as a DIY and it can be cheap. You can jack it up and put in there pieces of fibrous compressed cement. Make sure you're not playing around with asbestos there. You can use some hardwood as well, which uses as a wedge to pack it up, just depending how far and how much it's sinking and why it's sinking. So you can use a car jack and jack it up and wedge it, and that's what a professional would normally do, unless they want to pull the whole pier out, lay new footings, and that can be expensive. Important to understand what's in a report. It's important to have a team of tradespeople around you that that you can trust and that you can rely on, and ask them, this is my pest and building report, how does it look? The inspector anyone from a company, if you don't have a personal rapport or relationship with the builder, they won't sit there and put their name on the line either. So you have to have someone that will sit there and go, look, it's not too bad over a couple of drinks, whatever, it's okay, or this is bad, you should be considering this, etc., etc. All properties will have an issue of some sort or size. I've seen brand new houses have issues in the pest and building reports as well. If there is an issue, even if it's small as nothing, it gives you opportunity to go back and just remember when you're buying a property to try and negotiate based on your pest and builder report to get a cheaper price. If you can save you a couple of grand, it's worth the phone call. Anyway, I hope that helps. Have a great day. Catch up soon.